resist against rotation. So by doing this, the abs are going to train the spine to stay put, stay stable, and not get into flexion, extension, or rotation. So what I want you to do to start is just take a wide stance. So if you guys can't see everything, move around if you really want. Hold your hands out in front of you. Okay. Hold your arms straight out. Good. So what we can do here is we can impart a force on the body that's in either a lateral direction, a flexion extension direction, and she has to stabilize against it. So while you're there, tighten your abs up. Now resist against me. Okay, so now I have a force coming across this way. So what can this be if I'm pulling on her? What could this also be replicated by? Cables and elastics, right? So if I'm pulling over this way and she's resisting against me, you're right there? Still working hard? Okay, so bring your hands in towards your body. So now we have a changing direction of force, and now push it back out. So the further away from the body that horizontal distance becomes, the more force she's feeling on her abs and on her hips. So she has to stabilize against that force all the way through. Now if you wanted to change the exercise to do something different, go into a staggered stance. Bring that foot behind you a little bit more. Further. There you go. Good. Now hold the hands out. So I'm not going to need as much force here because she's not as stable side to side, but I can still make her work hard. Okay? So bring the hands in towards the body. Sit tall, nice and tall, 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 tall. Tall is always going to be the key posture you want to have. As tall as she can get, we're going to make her work hard. Okay? Keep it centered, right in the middle of the body. So a key on this one is making sure that both arms get to full elbow extension. So it's not just one elbow straight and one elbow bent, because that way we know that she's not square. Okay, so the next progression that we can use, go down onto one knee. Same thing, hands out. So we can do the same kind of an exercise where I pull and she has to stabilize against it. So now we're working on anti-rotation. Now what if we wanted to work on an anti-lateral flexion? Okay, bring your arms out to full extension. Okay. Now I'm going to keep pulling in the same direction. Bring your arms up overhead in a big arc. Okay, so now she has to work against lateral flexion stabilizing as well as rotation as I bring my hands down. Okay, bring it back up. So we're working on stability. How are those abs feeling for you?
They're good.
Very good. She's starting to turn red and probably sweating here a little bit. Do it again, one more time. So if we're working on this, we can get her doing a whole bunch of crazy directions with it. While you're here, turn with me. Open your hips up. Okay. Now bring it back to the center. Back to the center. Okay. Now bring it into your body. Press it back out. Go up overhead. So now we got 3 movements in one that she's working on. Now what if I wanted her to resist against extension flexion? Okay, come back up to your feet. If I wanted her to resist against flexion extension, one of the things I could have you doing is hold your hands out in front of you. Hold your feet right next to each other. Bend your knees slightly. Abs tight. Slight pelvic tilt the other way. Right like that. Good. Okay. Resist against me, but let me move you. Okay, so you're going to come back. Okay. So now she has to resist against me extending her spine. Now bring your hands back down. And then she has to create movement out of it. Core work. You better believe it. How are you feeling?
In the back a lot.
Okay, so then tilt your hips the other way. Go into a posterior tilt and hold it there. Make sure the abs are holding tight. Okay, now bring it back down. Feel the abs working?
Yep.
Okay. If you're feeling the back, what is that telling you? You're not in a neutral posture, so you need to get the abs to do the work. Okay. Flex it. Okay. Good. Now if I wanted to make that a little bit different, staggered stance. 1 foot forward and back. Good. Hands out in front. Same concept, so now we're working with a little bit more base of support. Anterior, posterior. Force is strong in this one. Bring it down. Hold it tight. Look at this. Good. Now what if I wanted to work on rotational work? We could do chopping movements. So hold that split stance again. Hands up here. Okay. Key with this though is that make sure that when she's rotating hips and shoulders. This is staying solid. What is she using to rotate? She's using her hips, not her spine. A lot of people, if they're doing this wrong, will rotate from their belly button and up. We want them rotating from their hips down. Okay. So start up here. Turn into a chop. Rotate all the way down. Don't flex at your spine. Flex at your hips. Okay. Back up. Bring it down. So we can do this with cable work. We can do this with medicine balls. We can do this with dumbbells. Okay. We can even resist both ways. So bring it down. Oh, I'm going to increase the tension now. Okay. And then all the way back up. Uh-oh, uh-oh. She's starting to struggle a little bit here. I think she's getting tired. Are you tired?
No.
What's going on? Come on, win this battle. Win this battle. Come on, win it. There we go. All right, so what I want